Archaeologists have made a remarkable discovery.
Well, that's the fun stuff, you know.
Paul Walker.
Where's my dad? All right.
More Paul Walker. You know, it's like, did you know what this was? Paul Walker. I like amusement parks.
Paul Walker.
We're making an action movie here.
Shit.
I did good though.
Where's my dad? All right.
Is he here? Is he there? Where's my dad?
No,
All right.
it's just my dad. He's playing a prank on us.
I just want to know where my dad is. All right.
Let's go for a little ride.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Paul Walker.
It's Hanging from the Balcony with Sir Jarod, the Professor, Nathan Betts, Miss Professor, and Thomas the Doubter.
Welcome everybody to Hanging from the Balcony. I feel very weird being the person doing this, but it is Hanging from the Balcony, where we review and talk about movies, and more movies. And I'm your host, filling in for the poor Jarod. He's got to go to work at 5 freaking a.m. tomorrow morning. I feel sorry for him, kind of. I'm filling in for him. My name's Nathan Betts. We got, as usual, Thomas the Doubter over there.
Hey.
We got Lewis the Professor over there. And we got Miss Kim the Professor over there as well. And you can find me on the Twitters and, well, no one else. I'm at Nathan L. Betts. And the rest of you guys are way smarter than me.
I'm off the grid.
That's right. That's right. You're just like my parents. You're off the grid.
Ever since I saw that Will Smith movie, I just, don't trust the government.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
After Earth.
that one.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you can't trust them at all. In stuff.
Enemy of the State. That was the
Oh,
unofficial,
yeah.
unofficial
with-
sequel to The Conversation.
Oh, okay.
They even had Gene Hackman's in it.
That's right, yes. And they kicked the football off the ship, and he's like, Wilson! And it was the funniest part of that whole movie.
That is a good part.
It's the only comic relief in the whole movie. Yeah. All
Where's
right,
our tumbleweed when we need it?
Boy, that was sure quick. God damn.
Right to it.
All right.
All right.
I'm doing good
One
tonight.
for Nathan.
That's right. Chalk one up.
Should I
And
keep
one in the
score?
pre-show, too. We should keep score.
Yeah, we
I think
should.
I'm best at this still.
Yes.
All right, so we, some of us made it to the movies. Others of us made it to our Netflix queue. So movie theater first. What did you guys see?
We saw Prisoners.
Yes.
Now, which one is that one? Is that
This- Yeah, it stars
Paul
Hugh
Dano?
Jackman and Paul Dano and Jake Gyllenhaal.
And Jake Gyllenhaal.
Prince of Persia.
and
Yes. Of Persia.
and the not smart person that opted out of the first Iron Man? What's his name?
Yes, Terrence
Howard. That's one.
Yeah, and then his wife Maria Bello, which is not his wife, but it's Hugh Jackman's
Hugh
wife.
Jackman's
Oh,
wife,
really?
Maria Bello.
Yeah. Oh! Do not go for Maria Bello. Okay.
And that
I don't-
movie's
no.
good, but Marie Bello
Poor
spends
thing.
the whole movie
And she's a good actress.
just being sad in bed. Like,
She's sad in
my
bed.
kid's been kidnapped.
Because her kid was kidnapped.
And I was just mad at the screenwriter the whole
Yeah.
time, going, "Really?
You suck.
Waste of talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get one of the better actresses in Hollywood,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you just have her lay
By
in
far.
bed and cry."
Now I got to see what she looks like. What's her name?
Maria Bello. Bello.
Bello.
Bomb.
Boy, that's a long intro this time for some reason. Oh yeah, she is
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, she was in the cop TV show that got canceled, which was pretty good actually.
I had
Yeah.
no idea that
She's
was
in
his
History
wife.
of Violence.
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
No, she is
No?
She's good.
adorable.
That's not what she wears in the movie.
He chooses the most slutty outfit.
Yeah, yeah, of course he does.
My eye just got drawn to it. I don't know
No,
why.
she's a really
No, she is adorable.
No,
Look at
she's
that.
super,
actress.
but her character doesn't really allow her to do
No.
anything really. The film though was really good.
Good. I really want to. I
Oh,
want to see it.
Melissa Leo too.
Oh, Melissa fucking Leo.
She
Holy
is not great in everything she does, right? Like she's
great in
amazing.
everything, you're right.
And you don't
Yeah.
even know it's her.
I never know it's her.
I never
We're
know
like-
it's her.
We got to
And
the
we
end,
get
and we're
the
like,
credits.
who played the lady?
Yeah.
And the credits go, we're like, Melissa fucking Leo.
That's
Yeah.
their name now. It's kind of like Channing Tatum. His last, like his full name is Though. Is like a.
No, what is
It's
this?
like The Rock and Bruce Willis, but Channing Tatum though in G.I. Joe.
Okay, I get it.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's
So Melissa
hilarious.
fucking Leo. That's her full name now.
She's
Brilliant.
so talented. She does.
Yes.
And I never. I'm always impressed with her work. She's
Yeah.
quite good.
Yeah.
Paul Dano does a good
Does he
really
not?
good.
Does he not always play a creep? Besides
He
when
always plays the creep.
He's
Yeah.
so
It's
creepy.
we saw him again and we were like,
He's
geez,
so
you know, like,
creepy.
except
but
for
brilliantly
he
creepy.
wasn't creepy in The Girl Next Door. That was the first time I ever saw
he
him.
was in The Girl Next Door.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
I
don't
don't
know if I
watch
saw that
movies
one.
in my father-in-law's movie. Like,
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
My dad has a crush on
Alicia
Yes.
Cuthbert.
Yes.
Oh God, she's so hot.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's what my dad
Yeah.
says
Right.
too.
Okay.
He's like, and he's always like, I didn't
That's a
watch
good
this movie
movie.
just for her.
It's a good
It's a
movie.
good movie.
No,
legitimately.
it's
Yeah.
not. It's not
It's
legitimate.
not, I know.
But,
We know.
But Timothy Oliphant's good in that movie. I
Oh.
think he's good.
He's great.
Yeah,
I got a lady crush.
on Timothy
on
Oliphant.
Timothy Oliphant.
That's an interesting type
Hopefully-
of
It is
crush.
yeah, it is a
Oh.
weird one.
Lady crush, huh?
Well, it's not like a man. Is it a
A
man?
man crush is when
Man
you have a
crush when
crush
you have a
on
crush on another man.
A man on a man.
So you
Okay.
have a
lady
regular
on
crush.
A lady.
Yeah.
It's just a
have a
regular
regular
crush.
You can have a
Just a regular.
You'd have to have a lady crush.
you can have a
I
lady
didn't
crush
know.
on Maria Bello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. A
B-E-L-L-O.
girl crush. Those are girl crushes. Right.
Yeah.
So,
I don't.
Prisoners is
Yeah.
actually
Oh, yeah, right.
really a smart movie.
It is.
I
It's-
was quite surprised how
Yeah.
engaging it was,
Yeah.
and
Just
There-
for just that one poorly written part with her.
I feel
Bello.
like
You
it was
know-
underwritten.
Yeah.
That was the one
Yeah.
move that I thought was kind of obvious. Like, obviously, someone's going to be super
But
grieving.
it was-
and just want to lay in bed, but it's not fun to watch that. That's an uninteresting
It's not
thing to
dynamic
watch.
enough, but the rest of the film was dynamic. The characters were interesting. The dialogue was great.
That's Paul
And
Dano
it was
for
intense.
Everybody that's wondering.
I mean, it was what it should be. It was a thriller. It was a figure-me-out thriller. I mean, it was...
Gyllenhaal's cop was
Yeah.
really cool.
And we were thinking Gyllenhaal
And he
plays
has all
cops
these
again.
tattoos and
But he has
stuff.
these tattoos and he's got these tics. He does this weird eye blink thing.
Ew, gross.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
He blinks a
just
lot.
keeps he does this like kind of like
That has nothing to
like
do
he has
with
these
it.
twitches and stuff, and it's good.
It's amazing how
Yeah.
he just keeps on. It almost seems like he gets better and better.
I think
Kind
so.
of
Yeah.
seems like it. He's getting a
Which
lot
is
better with age.
Great.
Yeah.
I
He's-
love that.
He's
He's
aging
good.
like milk.
He's kind of the lead, isn't he? I mean, we think it's Hugh Jackman. There's Melissa Leo.
Yeah, right
here.
there on the couch
Oh,
with
I
Dano.
forgot.
Holy crap!
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why we didn't know. And plus, her acting was stellar, of course. But
She's just solid.
oh, even better. So tiny. It's so tiny. No, but it was great. Definitely see it.
Yeah, I saw
It's
previews
well
for
worth
it.
your
I really
time.
Is
wanted
it
to see it.
what? Is it suspense?
Yeah,
Yes,
suspense.
yes.
I mean, that's what I got from the
slash
preview.
thriller.
I couldn't tell if it was a drama or a suspense.
It's not really
They
drama.
do a good job of not taking the.
Something about that fucking face.
Oh, I know. You just want to punch
You
it.
just want to punch him. Yes.
They do a good
Poor
job
guy.
of making
Is it
you
that little smug
taking you down
grin?
roads
I
that
think
you're
it
not
is.
anticipating.
It's that little-
Like you'll start to think, "Oh, I think I know where this is going," and then something will happen, and you'll be like, "Oh, this is not going the way I thought."
Oh, that's good.
And it keeps you to the end.
Clear to the last. In fact, it ends really well.
Oh, it ends fantastic.
This is how I
it
know when
ended
a
so
movie
well,
ends well.
that everyone started laughing at the end. They were so pleased. Like it's
Or
like this
frustrated.
It's this frustrated like happy laugh. It's like that thing you do when you don't know what to do and you go what?
There was a
Like,
dumb
everyone's-
person in the room that, like, and I legitimately a dumb
No,
person who was
not-
like, "What?"
No, that person was dumb.
His name is Lewis. He's bald. He didn't know it was coming from
Actually-
his
I
own
did.
self.
I liked it.
We
though.
love going to see movies. We do matinees, which is awesome, but
They're cheaper.
together our age, we're still younger than the other next closest person.
When
Gotcha.
you- if you go to
I mean,
matinees
and
on
we think that
Saturday,
this movie
you'll be
was
the youngest
definitely
person in the room.
marketed towards older audiences, but it's fantastic. It doesn't matter how young you are, you should see it.
Cool.
It was
Yeah,
super.
I think it's good. It's a
Awesome.
solid one. What
Yeah.
about you guys? What did you
Yeah.
see, Thomas? Go ahead, admit it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What'd you see?
I'd like to start off. I'm not watching as many movies as I normally do, just because I'm hooked on Doctor Who. So I've been watching Doctor Who.
Doctor Who's so good. How far are you? How far are you?
I just got done with the whole the Master.
The Master stuff. So you're still with David Tennant.
Yeah, yep, still with Tennant.
Is this right?
He just lost he just lost Martha though.
Martha.
Yeah,
Martha
so-
Jones.
Yeah.
Martha.
No, but me and my friend, we've watched a really immature animation called Dick Figures.
Is this the right one?
Yes, it is.
Dick figures?
Yes.
As in
Dick figures?
As in
Yes.
dick?
Yes, but they don't. There's not dicks. It's just that's what it's called.
Why is it called dick figures?
Oh.
Well,
Because it's stick
'Cause I was
figures,
hoping
but they're
for
being
dicks.
dicks.
It's about two
that
roommates.
makes sense,
One's the straight arrow, and then the other
Fart.
one's kind of. The other one is.
Cartwheel ride.
The other one's a straight arrow, and the other one's the scumbag roommate.
Wait, is that in there? Is
What?
that in the movie Fart Night Rises?
No, that's
Oh.
no.
Oh.
He does a lot of Batman,
Oh, okay.
stupid Batman references in the series.
Okay.
But the series has gotten a lot of popularity, and it got so popular that they actually came out with a full length film. Like I assumed when they said movie, web series, maybe 20 minutes at the most.
Is it on the Netflix?
No, you can get on Amazon, you can get on
have to
Xbox
pay?
Video, yeah, for now. Although I've noticed a lot of stuff on YouTube. I mean, if you guys don't want to support it, it's pretty prevalent everywhere, so you could watch it. But at the same time, if you just went out and watched it, I don't know if you'd enjoy it. There's certain aspects you might enjoy, but
Is it all animated like this?
yes, it's all animated, but it's really well done, and you're actually surprised how much like emotion they can convey with just stick figures. The faces,
Right.
They make fun of a lot of pop culture trends as far as the partying, rap
look at this.
music, dubstep.
Those are pretty expressive faces. Look at those little
and
guys.
the animation's not bad, and they've got a they make fun of a lot of stuff. They make yeah, but they do a parody on all the popular pop culture stuff. But
Cool.
yeah, no, and the movie, it wasn't bad for an hour and 20-minute movie that's usually about.
Can you sit through an hour and 20
Bingham
minutes?
style.
I honestly, if you've never seen the series, I can't recommend it. If you watch a few episodes and you're like, this is actually pretty funny, it makes me laugh,
Then maybe give it a shot.
yeah,
Okay.
give it a shot. It's like I said, it jumps really back and forth from clever to like potty humor. So if
I
you
like
can get
that.
past the potty humor,
I love
if
potty
you can-
humor.
but some people are.
If
so.
it's smart, I don't care if it's potty humor.
Yeah,
I just
same
want
here.
jokes to be funny,
Yeah.
like smart.
Yeah, well, some of the some people might not get all the references, but they do have a lot
Are you
of
saying
movie.
I'm old? Is that what you're saying?
Not at all, not at all. Some of our audience, who knows who watches this? I mean,
Yeah,
if some
okay.
50-year-old might not enjoy it.
Are you saying this?
You're saying I'm old? Are,
Oh, I'm sorry.
He's
I'm sorry.
48, okay? Give him a
It's really
break.
hard to tell when they're bald. Okay.
I know. Watch.
He's like
No, wait,
right
watch
here.
this. Watch.
It's really hard when they're bald. Like they're
Okay,
like this.
so dude in his 30s,
You
dude in his 40s,
Whoa!
dude in his 30s, dude in his 40s.
Wait, do it again.
Yeah.
No.
Put your hat on. 15 years old.
Yeah.
all I can-
55 years
Yeah,
old.
exactly. Yeah.
No, it's
all I
not
can
true.
say
You
is-
look good without the hat. You don't need the
If
hat.
you watch an episode
I need
and
a
you don't like
haircut
it,
really bad right
give
now.
it a couple more
Yeah, your
episodes a
hair's
shot, just
fucking
because
long.
they bounce around a lot
Okay.
with the type of humor that
So
they
we'll
do.
have to try out some
So
dick
shaggy.
figures.
Yeah, they.
I could do that.
Yeah.
I'm up for any kind of thing that's funny.
Yeah.
That's good. What
Yeah,
about you, Nathan Betts?
I was really excited to talk about this with Jared because I heard him say that he already watched it, so I watched it too, so we could both watch it. But I know you guys have seen
We've
it.
seen
We
it.
watched Room 237,
Oh yeah.
and holy shit. I feel like I need to watch it about 4 more times. There's so much information in it.
Doesn't
but
it make you want to
was-
watch The Shining again?
As soon as I got done, I was like, babe, do we have time to watch The Shining? She's like, we do, but I'm not going to watch it with you. I'm like, okay.
Are they connected?
It's
Yes.
a documentary about conspiracy theories revolving around the movie The Shining and its director,
Wow.
specifically about its director,
Stanley Kubrick.
Stanley Kubrick.
So they've got like 6 different people who have very intricate theories about the movie and how it's
Yeah.
got a hidden message, but they all have
Or
very different
Layered different
Yeah, their
messages.
Views
perspective
of
and
what
their
the
research
hidden-
is totally different.
And so there are people that have like mapped out the hotel based on
Yeah.
the way people walk around rooms, and there's like impossible windows and stuff.
Yeah.
They like,
Yeah, like
Rooms
like right here.
and-
Here's one
yeah,
of the
like see
impossible
this
rooms.
window. They've mapped out the thing, and the elevate. There's a scene where they come like out of this room and go around a corner and come back around. There's elevators there.
Yeah,
so there shouldn't be a window.
Should, yeah,
there.
there should not be a window here. I think
And
they
like
get
the reason they're circling this is because see that
It
like
looks
paper
like his
thing.
dick.
It's supposed to look like a dick, according to one person. He's like,
Yeah.
this is clearly an erection.
Well, Some of
yeah,
the
you want it to be an erection.
Yeah, some of the theories are
That's
so
what's
much
so
more
fun about it.
outrageous
Is
than
some of the
the other
theories.
ones.
It'd be
the best
interesting
one is
nonetheless.
The moon landing.
Click on the boy.
Yeah.
On the rope.
This is interesting.
Apollo.
The
yeah.
Apollo shirt.
His shirt is an Apollo 11 shirt,
It's
and
an
Yeah.
Apollo 11 rocket.
one dude talks for easily 20 minutes saying that we're not sure, but if the moon landing was faked, it's very
It was
possible
Kubrick who
Stanley
did it.
Kubrick
Yeah.
that did it.
Yeah, he's the one that faked the
Interesting.
moon landing.
And
did
that
the
was
filming.
him giving it
And
away
this
right
is him,
there.
His guilty conscience.
This is like a
This is his-
admittance.
yeah.
This is,
His way of
Thi-
telling
well,
people
this-
I was behind it.
And like
that great?
there's a
That-
scene with a bunch of Tang in the background. And
Oh,
like,
the Tang.
clearly his Apollo 11 shirt and Tang it
Yeah.
definitely means that he faked. I'm like, or
Yeah.
it was filmed right when Apollo 11 or right after Apollo 11 happened, and he was just really excited about what happened in
and
the
they're
time.
in a storeroom
Maybe.
with stuff.
Nonetheless,
Like,
though,
It's still interesting,
that's,
though.
That's kind of fun, just because
It's so
if you
fun.
have seen The Shining, I mean, there's a lot
There's
of stuff
well,
there.
and there's a lot of stuff that Kubrick added himself to the script.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
stuff
Yes.
that's not in the book or
Yeah.
in the original.
like the room
Like
number.
this, yeah. The room number was
Yeah.
actually 217 to
But he
begin with,
changed
correct? And he
it.
changed
What-
it to 237.
What's the conspiracy about
which is
237?
meaningful.
Well, one person says that that's how many 100,000 miles it is to the moon.
Right, 287,000 miles, correct? Or is it 100?
That's
Something like
it's
that.
somehow connected to the room number.
they make it.
My favorite part in the movie is
They do the backwards and forwards. I thought that was fascinating.
Which part?
It was towards the end. It was somebody took the movie. And
Oh.
they half graded
Oh,
out.
Yeah.
They 50-50'd it, and
Started
they played
the
it
end
from
and-
the end
yeah.
and played it from the beginning all at the same time.
Yeah.
And weird
So
things
they play
started
it in reverse
coincide
and
Yeah.
with
from
each
the
other.
start
Yeah.
at the exact same time, so you can see them both at
Yeah.
the same time, and certain things seem to coincide.
Like, so this is kind of what it looked like. You can kind of see. You can kind of see both of them or whatever, and it didn't work all the time. But
Yeah.
every once in a while, things would kind of oddly weird line up or whatever. But literally at that point, it's kind of like the law of probabilities kind of taking over. Like something's gonna line up with something, but it's still kind of cool.
Well, and that's half the fun watching any movie about conspiracy theory is, maybe most of the time it's just coincidence, but it's kind of cool to wonder.
there's one or two things that make you wonder. For example, the typewriter that he types on.
Yes, that's
it
interesting.
changes completely for one scene, and during the scene, it changes to a completely different colored typewriter, and there's really no need for that.
There's not any need, but it's clear. I mean, if you've
it's
been on a movie
very
set
obvious.
before, you don't just go in and change the focal point of a shot to something else for the next shot. You film that the same day.
Right, you do
so
it all
they
at the same
clearly
time,
went in
yeah.
and changed it out for a reason. We don't know what the reason
And
is.
as
So then we
exact
get,
as Kubrick is with his stuff,
Yeah.
he's notorious for filming a scene 100 times in
Yeah.
a row to get it
and
exactly
he
right.
was very
Interesting.
precise.
But my favorite part was there's a scene early on in the movie where Jack shows up and he walks in. He's reading a magazine in the lobby, and then some guys come up and they're like, "Hey, thanks for
Oh
coming
yeah,
up."
the magazine he's reading.
Yes,
and
it's a Playgirl.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
Playgirl,
this
yeah.
very specific Playgirl
in a hotel lobby, which is strange,
It's
and then
so
also
weird.
that it's a Playgirl.
But they spend
Like it-
20 minutes
yeah.
on that shot, that
Yeah.
scene,
It's a
and every time I've
beautiful
ever
shot.
seen this Shining, that scene just kind of goes by as just the boring whatever
Yeah.
scene, right?
Here's the
Tracking
Tang.
shot.
and now
Thomas.
I think it's the most. There's the Tang.
And the
And
the baking
the baking
powder.
soda.
The people who think this movie's a thing about Native Americans, a big protest about
Talking
Native
about
Americans,
the-
they like
yeah.
to focus on that.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, wherever it went, where to go. This
Yeah.
one. This actually, I think this is part of the scene.
Yeah, the
Um,
shot in the
The
lobby.
shot in the foreground or background or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. But it's interesting, no matter what. And at the
Yeah.
end of the day, I came out of the movie going, I don't think I believe any of those things.
Yeah, but it was fascinating.
It's
Yeah.
fun to see how people can get so involved in a movie.
Oh, here's
you know?
another one that I thought was kind of interesting.
That was good. The stickers
there's
on
the
the
stickers
door.
on the door. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
the stickers on the door was fascinating. Let's see if I can find where did that go. It was just right there.
You just had it.
Right
It's
to the
magic.
up. No, go. Yep, over to the left.
Ah, there.
So there's a sticker of Dopey on the door as it's either you're zooming into the bathroom to see him or you're zooming out, and one on the shot in Dopey's there, and then on the way back out he's not there, and like that's something clearly you would have to have either added or removed.
Right.
Yeah,
And there's no reason to add or remove a sticker from
Doesn't
the
make
door.
any sense.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
That's cool.
And everything else is exact, so it's not like everything just fell off and they put it up haphazardly.
And like you guys said, you'd have to make an effort. It's not like something that got misplaced. It's
so then
a
you
sticker.
do start to wonder, like, well, why did that happen?
Yeah, what's going on?
Like this guy's theory sounds bananas, but why did these things happen? So it's fun. It's a fun little movie. I kind of want a movie like this for every movie that I love.
Kind of, yeah. It would be kind of cool.
Just analyzes
Just
the
over,
shit out
yeah,
of it
over.
and points out all these neat things.
One of the happy coincidences, like the we were talking about, like basically law of probability will take over. Like at certain points in the movie, it kind of lines up to where it looks like that's what he's fantasizing about in that one. So like it kind of like sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But this is one of the cooler ones where he's kind of just glazed eyes, dazed into the distance, and like that's what's going on. Literally, what's going on in his head.
This
So
woman.
Kinda
On the
cool.
other hand, there's like that ski poster.
Oh my gosh,
where the
that was
lady's
my
like,
frustrating.
it looks like a minotaur, and I was like, bullshit.
No, it's
Yeah,
a skier.
I was looking at that. I was like, "There's no way that
No.
that's anything but a skier, you fucking reacher."
Yeah.
Some of them are reaching really.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's fun to watch.
It is a very interesting watch.
Yeah.
You definitely want to give that one a shot. Even if you didn't like the movie The Shining,
Which I really
I don't know how you could.
I don't
Really?
really like it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought it was creepy.
The reason I don't like it, I thought it was fine. It's the first R-rated movie I ever saw, and I thought it was fine. I thought it was scary, I guess. But then I read the book, and the book was so good. And then I went back and watched the movie.
Is the book scary?
Yes, it's the only book that's ever scared me.
No, I'll have to check that out.
I was in the student union building at the University of Utah, waiting for class, reading the book, and I read this chapter that was so scary, I like shivered in my seat.
Wow.
2:00 in the afternoon, I went, oh shit, I gotta stop. And I just sat there looking at like strangers walking by and just wanting somebody to come hold my hand.
Yeah.
Like it's the only time I've ever felt like legitimately frightened.
Well, that's
while
cool.
reading.
Because I thought the film was scary.
But then I went back to the movie and I was like, this isn't the right story.
Yeah.
Which maybe isn't fair. I mean, it's what Kubrick wanted, but it's not what Stephen King wanted.
Yeah.
We should be clear on
Yeah,
that.
I think there was some definite headbutting that went on during that whole thing.
Well, nonetheless, it's a
classic.
So
Definitely.
Classic Kubrick.
Yeah. Definitely check it out. If you've never seen it, definitely check it out. You kind of need to see it.
You do.
Like, even out of all the things that I was sheltered from, I finally got a chance to get back to this one in high school, and it's kind of like
and to be honest,
film
even though
buff
it's an
must.
older movie, it's not.
It looks-
last I watched, you can't. It's not a horror movie.
kind
you
of
can predict,
well, and it
so.
kind of looks somewhat current. Like, you watch something, you throw it on, you're like, okay, that was from such and so time frame. You throw that one on, you're like, that one could have been made in the 70s or 80s, maybe even the 90s. I'm not sure when that was made.
Right. It does feel a little more timeless. I think maybe everyone needs to watch a few Kubrick films. There's a reason Kubrick is listed. When people give like top 10 directors of all time, Kubrick's name is almost always on. 2001.
You got to see this one too.
The Shining,
fucking
Clockwork
weird as
Orange.
shit.
I've never
Yep.
seen Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork
Lolita.
Orange is weird too.
You should see
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
That's
Actually,
what everyone tells me. I
I love
gotta
it.
do it.
I actually read it.
Read
The
it.
book is amazing.
What an experience. You have to have a dictionary to read it. It's
Well,
like a...
he wrote it in a made-up language.
Yeah,
so
and
as
so
you're
you've got to
reading,
have,
you-
like... I
Yeah.
read it
Who-
with a little...
Who wrote that one?
Anthony Burgess. He
Very
wrote the
good,
book in
though.
this.
Really
it's in
good.
first person, and the main character talks in this language that's mostly English, but it's kind
But
of
then
not.
there's words that you don't know, and
And
you have to
so
get used to it. You have to learn
It takes like
what
the
they
first
are.
chapter just
Yeah.
to figure out how to read it.
Timey-wimey.
It's worse than that. It's worse
It's
than
worse
that.
than that. That's actually like...
No, but I
Yeah.
love it. It's a really
It's
good
good.
story. It's very disturbing to people.
It is very weird.
Well,
Did you guys
Oh,
ever?
and let's
Should
not
be.
forget maybe the best Vietnam movie ever, Full Metal Jacket, was a Kubrick.
Yeah.
Oh,
movie, too.
okay. You can watch it not on Netflix at all, but you can rent it on Amazon Prime or Amazon Instant for $2.99.
Yeah.
And it's worth every penny of that too. So
Clockwork Orange is good.
good stuff.
It's good.
you can buy it for 40 cents used.
Mm-hmm.
As a book?
I'm going off
up at the top.
just because we talked about weird books. Did you guys ever try reading American Psycho?
I haven't read it. I've seen it.
Oh my
read it.
gosh.
Should I read it?
Yeah?
Is it amazing?
It's so weird.
Okay.
Now we have to start talking
I've
about
been
stuff.
told that it's good. I've been told to read it.
It's good, but it's so... At first, it takes a little while to get used to. You hear in the movie American Psycho how meticulous he is about certain things, as far as the objects he owns.
Mm-hmm.
In the book, times that by 10.
Oh, I can
He's
imagine.
in the shower talking about the shampoo and the conditioner and the like
Like Billy Madison did?
No, it sounds like he's reading the labels off everything he owns.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. You get in his head.
I need to read it. I mean,
Yeah.
the movie was so well done.
I still haven't
So
seen
well
that yet.
done.
I gotta see that. Yeah, I gotta
We
see
should
that.
have a
It's
have a
good.
screening.
I'll do a screening
together.
for American
Yeah,
Psycho.
we've got it.
The problem you're going to have, Nathan, is you've probably heard a lot of hype around it.
I have.
And I always hesitate when you go into a great movie, whether it's Clockwork Orange or American Psycho, expecting to just be blown away, period. Because the first time you see something that's weird or original, I don't think people know what to expect, and so they are bothered by whatever
I was
happens.
actually really confused when I first watched American Psycho because when I was younger, I saw posters for American Psycho and I just assumed slasher film.
Yeah.
Because I was young.
Why
I was
wouldn't you?
young.
Why wouldn't you assume
And then
that?
when I started watching American Psycho, I literally thought I was watching an 80s movie.
You kind of are.
Because, I understand why,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it threw me totally off. And then it was explained to me, and I was like, oh, wow, mind
Yeah,
blown.
yeah. Well, I mean, have you seen The Big Lebowski, Nathan?
Yes.
That's a movie where I think it's just insanely good, insanely brilliant. But the first time you watch it, you're like, "Why are we in a bowling fantasy now?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening with this
the
movie?"
First time I watched that, I was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, it's crazy. But the fifth time you watch it, you're like,
intense.
"Oh,
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
the best movie that's ever
Yeah,
been made."
I do like that movie a lot.
It just gets, it's like a fine wine.
It is, and I think American Psycho actually is too.
Jesus, you can watch it on American Psycho is on Amazon
You may as well just
Instant
buy
only.
it
Yeah,
for
it's
$7.
for $10.99.
I have a copy actually.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
that's why I
You
said
just
we've
come
got
over
it.
and watch it.
Okay. Ooh, Mila Kunis is in part 2, and
Yeah.
William Shatner. I bet you that's really good.
I bet you that's not written by exactly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Let's bring the farts back.
From the creators of Sharknado comes American Psycho 2.
American Psycho is a Bret
jeez.
Easton Ellis. I did not know that.
Yeah.
What else did he write?
That one.
Okay.
Yeah, and the other
Like-
one too.
Live Hard and
No,
Die
yeah,
Free.
that's right.
What's it
I had
called? Bright Lights, Big City, something like that.
my friend was
Bright
obsessed with the
lights,
author, and he'd
big
tell me all about the
city.
books, and I'd stare at him like he was a crazy person.
Yeah, apparently he's got a real nihilistic bent in his writing. Less Than Zero.
Less Than Zero
That's
is
the
another one. The Rules of Attraction.
Yeah.
Glamorama.
Yeah, no.
Do we have any news?
Oh, we should talk some news.
Get back into movies.
Slim pickings on the news this week, guys. One thing I came across was Michael Bay wants to direct his own self-financed horror film, which
Does he know what he wants to call it?
I don't know.
It's about
Explosions.
From what I've heard, is explosions that kill people.
Cool guys never look at
Like,
explosions.
what happens when harmless explosions go wrong?
Harmless.
Sounds
Well, I don't know.
scary.
I have some trepidations with him wanting to do horror films because I think part of the genre is that you work with so little and that makes you creative.
That's
and so
true.
I worry that he's got
That's
too much
true.
money to make a good horror film
Right.
because it's
But-
so low budget that it's about the writing and it's about
Yes.
the atmosphere.
Yes.
On the
Agreed.
other side,
Yeah.
I mean, what if because there's certain directors, writers, they reach a certain point where they're like, I want to try something different,
He could try it.
and I'm hoping that's what this is.
Let's
Yeah,
see
well,
him do it. You know,
if it's good, I'll give him kudos.
Don't get me
but
wrong. If I see
I watched
horror
Sam
film
Raimi.
with robots and explosions.
Yeah. Well, Sam Raimi did Evil Dead 2, which is one of my all-time favorite
It's
movies. I could watch
great.
it any day.
Great.
And then he made a few other movies and ended with Spider-Man 3, which is an abomination upon our
but the
souls.
first two aren't.
Oh, the second one. Come on.
The second one was
bad.
amazing.
Second one was my favorite one.
Oh,
out of
second
three.
one is my favorite too.
It's
Oh, so
horrible.
bad.
Come on.
No, they're all bad, but the second one was the least offensive.
I like the second one. But 3 is offensive.
Oh, yes.
Let's be clear.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And he
on
follows,
a lot of levels.
He follows 3 up with Drag Me to Hell.
Which was awesome.
Which is
Brilliant.
awesome.
Loved
Because
that movie.
He goes back down to a minimal budget.
Yes.
He pays attention to little things that matter. And actually, if you look at Drag Me to Hell, what's the worst part? It's the computer graphics. Like when she reaches into her mouth and stuff.
Yes, lame.
That stuff's lame. But as long as he's dealing with just cheap-ass stuff, his movies are actually really good.
So good.
You know, if even
and
if
not
they're
starring
he didn't-
anyone super special.
So good.
Even
It's
if
a
he
great-
didn't have computer graphics, he would have done a weird claymation.
Which would have been better.
Yeah.
It would have been
Yeah.
better. Because
Yeah.
he did it in Evil Dead 2.
Evil Dead 2.
To
yeah.
be fair, though, they both look bad.
Drag Me to Hell was starring a no-namer named Alison Lohman, but it
Her
has
boyfriend.
But it has Justin Long in it. You're like, okay, well, this is gonna be fucking corny as hell, and it was
No,
amazing.
it was so good.
Like I watched it with a group of people, and we laughed so hard
Yes.
through the whole thing. It was like the best comedy I'd seen in like
That-
a couple of years.
That
It was
talking
so good.
goat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's scary but funny.
So great.
And the ending.
Yeah.
It's the best ending.
It's
Yeah.
the perfect. ending.
Yeah.
It's the perfect ending. It's so disappointing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
awesome at the same time. And then before we can even respond to the ending, it just goes, drag me to hell.
Yeah. You're like, "Ah!"
The end sequence reminder title. So good.
If you haven't seen it, I couldn't recommend a better horror movie to you guys for
Yeah.
the upcoming Halloween festivities.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to watch a good group movie and have a great time, I recommend this or Hatchet. But Drag Me to Hell is not
Hatchet.
on
Have we seen
Netflix.
Hatchet?
It's on Amazon Prime for $2.99.
Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, and also watch Cabin in the Woods. You gotta watch it.
Yeah.
Hatchet was another one of those ones where it was like you throw it on and like this is gonna fucking suck, and you get down to the end of it, you're like that was a lot of fun.
What year?
was like
2008 maybe. Hold on, let's see if
Feast
I can.
was like that. I thought
Yes.
Feast was
Feast was
tons of
great.
fun.
Oh, Feast was
Have
super.
you seen Feast yet?
Not
That was
yet.
our-
that was
I
our
think
homework.
I'm just
That
gonna.
movie's good.
I discovered Xbox Video now.
2000
so I'm gonna start.
2007.
Are you just giving up,
Hatchet.
Tom?
I blame Doctor Who. Damn it,
Hey, we're watching
Doctor.
Doctor Who as well.
Yeah, we've been watching some Doctors.
David.
We started Series 7 online for free, which is not available on Netflix, nor is it available on
Right, we found
BBC
a
America.
secret evil
Yeah.
website.
We got
that
some
shows
cool nerd
Doctor
friends.
Who that you-
What about the?
should give a shout
the
out.
50th anniversary coming up?
We're gonna get
Yeah,
ready.
we're gonna get ready for
we're
it.
trying to catch
We're
up.
preparing.
We're gonna make it.
We're hooing
make
it.
I can't tell you how excited I am. So, news.
Any other news?
I have some little news. They're ramping up to make a new Fantastic Four. They're currently looking at actors, and the current hot-looking actor for Mr. Fantastic, the stretchy dude, is Kit Harington, also known as Jon Snow from Game of Thrones.
No.
Because when you think super genius, you think Jon Snow.
Muscle.
Really?
Warrior type.
Yeah, it's kind of a
Come
weird
on,
move.
I'd prefer the other older. To be honest, I don't think he was necessarily cast poorly. The
No, he
other
wasn't.
Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman's another thing entirely.
A lot of those Fantastic Four movies had some problems,
You know, who would make a good
but they
Invisible
could.
Girl.
Who?
We
Jessica
were just talking.
Alba?
We were just talking about her. The blonde from the Prisoners.
Oh, Maria
Maria
Bello?
Bello? She actually would. I could see her. Yeah, I could see her. Yeah, but anyway, they're going to start doing that. And again, this is one of those issues where a different studio owns Fantastic Four than, the Avengers. So there's a studio that owns Fantastic Four, and I think they may own I think it's Spider-Man and X-Men.
Is that Disney?
No, it's not Disney.
No, it's
so you have Avengers.
I think Sony owns that.
You have
owns
Fantastic
Spider-Man.
Four somewhere else, then you've got like Spider-Man and X-Men somewhere else. And
I believe that's Sony that has Spider-Man and X-Men. I'm not positive.
And these studios refuse to work together because they don't like to make money.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Basically.
Wow.
And so, the Fantastic Four, they would have to give it back to Marvel. if they don't make another movie soon, and so that's why they're ramping up to make a new one. So be ready for
Any word on the villain?
Another shitty one.
Mediocre. Please not Iron Man.
Or not hopefully Iron Man, the Mole Man? I mean, who? No. Fantastic Four.
Annulus? Come on.
They fight Galactus or they fight Doctor Doom. Those are their only good villains.
Why not Annulus?
Is that his name? Annulus?
It's something weird like that.
You mean the guy?
Analysis. Is it analysis?
I don't know what his name.
No, I have no idea.
Anal cyst. Wait.
I'm just saying, if you know.
I mean, choke on and spit, Kimberly.
Anal cyst is a very dangerous villain.
Yeah. He always gets you from behind. It's crazy.
Oh, no. You walked into that.
We'll see.
Namor.
You know what? I wouldn't mind a little bit of Prince Namor.
Atlantis? Come on.
Yeah. Because, I don't know.
You guys.
The ocean. What are you going to do? So, and then speaking of Marvel things, Avengers 2 has secured actors for Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch.
Ooh.
And
Quicksilver will be played by Aaron Johnson, who played Kick-Ass. And Scarlet Witch will be played by Elizabeth Olsen.
I just saw that right
who
here.
is in some way related to the Olsen twins.
Yeah.
Wait, is he Kick-Ass?
The guy that plays Kick-Ass will be Quicksilver.
Wow.
And my understanding is X-Men Days of Future Past will also have Quicksilver. But they'll have a slightly different Quicksilver because
Future.
They're two different studios. So the X-Men studio has the rights to mutants, but the Avengers, the Marvel Studios, have the rights to all Avengers. And since Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch count as both, they can both use them. But I think the Avengers have to call them by their names, Wanda and Pietro, as opposed to Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch.
Oh.
But they're going to have different actors playing the exact same characters.
Weird.
Yeah, and then the last thing is
Here
the guy who wrote the Lone Ranger is going to be writing the new He-Man movie.
I'm catching up with you, Lewis. I'm sorry. There's what Quicksilver looks like.
I see that.
You can see it?
Yeah. No, he's got the. He can pull off the arrogant look, and if you remember at the end of Kick-Ass 2 how ripped he was.
He was ripped, right?
Yeah.
He can do the arrogant thing.
Yeah.
He gets rid of that
Drop
fro
the glasses and like straighten
he
the
will.
hair.
He's good. No.
Do some Wolverine hair,
So
like Hugh Jackman.
If you don't know, your superheroes, Kimberly, Quicksilver
Wait,
is.
you say if? Why don't you just say because you don't know your superheroes? Let's get this right.
Quicksilver is Marvel's The Flash. If you think of The Flash,
Yep, you're not helping me out.
Yeah.
The Flash. He's like the speedy guy.
The Flash.
He's a Flash.
He's Speedy Gonzalez.
He moves in a flash.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
You don't know the Flash?
He's
I
the
don't
speedster
know.
of Marvel.
Maybe.
Well, then let's talk about the Flash for a second.
Really?
The TV
Because
show,
we've been talking a lot about these
I know
comic
the
book
TV
people.
show Arrow. Have you seen Arrow, the TV show?
Yeah.
About
with
the Green
the
Arrow?
hunky guy. There he is.
Yeah, with the hunky guy.
He takes his shirt off every episode.
Word on the street is they're trying to turn this show, expand it into other DC Heroes shows, and maybe potentially Justice League. And that this season 2 of Arrow, we should see a few appearances by the Flash.
Oh, the Flash. Okay.
Did they mention whether it's going to be Barry or?
No, I don't know if it'll be Barry Allen or Wally West. Because I know that matters to you.
You just say things.
I
feel like I'm on a foreign
she has
language
a soft spot for
podcast.
Wally, I think.
She likes Wally West.
Who's Wally West?
Real Flash fans like Barry Allen.
I like Wally.
Oh.
I like Jay Garrick. The original Flash.
the one with the saucer and
the one with the saucer and the little wings. That guy's so horrible.
Like the dude from Ted.
Okay,
is that who
old
we're talking
No,
about?
he looks like the Greek god with like the wings.
Yeah.
The wing bell.
Wally
Yes.
West was the Kid Flash until the Flash Barry Allen died, and then he took over as Flash. But then Barry Allen came back, and so then he stopped being Flash. Or maybe
Gosh,
they're
I
both
can't
the
believe
Flash.
I forgot that.
Flash from the future.
Nerds! Both
There
of
is-
you!
There's a Flash from the future too, but let's not get into that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh,
sorry.
because
Got
we've
it.
been outed as nerds. Damn it, we've done such a good job hiding
Back
that.
to this shit pile of a story.
Yeah.
So, The Lone Ranger, which was a box office success, They're gonna give.
I think it was
Masters
actually
of the
is it
Universe
the
to them.
biggest money loser this year, or is there a bigger
It's
one?
gotta be. I don't know
What
of
else
anything
could
else
it
that
gotta
lost
be
that
in
much
the
money.
top.
What could beat it
Three.
out?
So
worst.
the
There's a
writer
couple
for the Lone Ranger's now
bombs,
writing
but-
the new He-Man movie.
Yeah,
Right.
Masters of
When
the
is
Universe.
the He-Man movie coming out?
Now, in case you're not sure, he also wrote Pirates of the Caribbean,
Ooh.
Legend of Zorro,
Oh.
National Treasure,
Ooh,
Book of
National
Secrets.
Treasure. That's my favorite National Treasure.
All favorites.
All favorites.
protector.
So how come this guy still has a job?
Zero movie.
Because
I don't know. They're so bad.
that's baloney. That's ridiculous.
How does he keep getting
How
jobs?
does he
That's a good question.
continue to be a legitimate writer?
I'm not kidding you.
Well-
I could have written a better movie than
Kim,
that.
he knows
shit
people.
pile.
Oh yeah, well he's probably
Yeah, but-
sucked some dicks.
Let's,
Sorry, sorry.
but let's think about what they've given this guy. They're like, hey, Terry, you did such a good job with National Treasure Book of Secrets. We want you to write another movie for us. And he's like, really? You guys still let me work? What is it? And they're like, check this out. He-Man, Master of the Universe. He's like, fuck
You guys, I hate you guys.
So is it gonna be like action figure cartoony or like
point.
live action?
Live action.
Who's gonna play He-Man? Do we know?
The Rock.
Schwarzenegger.
Oh my god, if it's The Rock, I'm there. I don't
I'd
care.
watch it.
I do not care.
Guys,
if
you're
it's
all
Dwayne.
wrong.
We'd
Vin
all be there if it was
Diesel.
The
No,
Rock.
it's not Vin Diesel. It's gotta be
Vin-
Dwayne. It's gotta be Dwayne.
It's going to be
That's Vin
Kit
Diesel.
Harington
No,
or
Vin
John
Diesel
Snow.
is great.
Is She-Ra gonna be in it?
Vin Diesel will be a good Grayskull.
Yeah, who's gonna
No,
be Grayskull?
I know he's gonna be Grayskull. It's gonna be Hugo Weaving.
Oh yeah,
Obviously.
God damn it! Of course it
We
will.
Or I think Man at Arms will be played by Ian McKellen.
Willem Dafoe's got to be in there somewhere.
Oh my god, Defoe. He just walks in. He just walks by in the
Defoe's gonna
background.
play his
Wizard. What the fuck
Yeah,
is that little
Gorko.
wizard?
What was that guy's name?
He's the really annoying.
Oh Jesus! It's
Wait, She-Ra? Did we pick a She-Ra? Who's She-Ra?
what they're doing. What they
She-Ra.
Hollywood has figured out. Look, okay, when
I love it.
when
China.
I want to see
when
He-Man
you were
now. I don't
China
care.
now.
yeah, when you were
The
six,
wrestler China.
you watched this show, right? He-Man.
Yeah.
And now you're 36. So let's make a movie and we'll make it cool, but we'll have all the same characters so you can sit there and go, oh, I wonder who's going to be Skeletor. There he is, it's Skeletor. Oh,
I don't mean to flex my nerdhood at you, but they came out with a
Bulging over there.
remade
Bulbous.
He-Man series in the early 2000s.
Did
and,
they?
Yeah, and it lasted a good 3 seasons, I think. 3 or 4 seasons.
Really?
Yeah.
That is a good muscle bulge that you flexed
Yeah.
right there. Well, anyway, I'm super pumped for that
I
movie.
can't
That
wait
will be
for that.
good.
That'll be a really good
Anyway.
one.
Well, the movie we just talked about sounds awesome, but I
Well,
don't think that's gonna happen.
To be fair, I mean, you guys go watch anything that's at the theater. So.
We
That
will
is
go
true.
see it.
They do go watch it.
We will go see
That's
it.
true. Yeah,
It's
we'll
so
watch
sad because if we vote with your ticket, we vote for yes for
Everything,
don't
yeah.
we?
That's a bummer.
So sad.
But the nice thing is, if you do go see a lot of movies, it's always really nice when you're surprised.
It is true.
Yeah.
It's true.
You're just
Well,
like,
and
wow,
you
this is
guys,
good.
you guys are kind of not the norm. You'll see anything
Yeah.
kind of because you need to.
Right. That's
Whereas
true too.
everyone else would go be like, I think I'll definitely, like me, I'll be like, definitely skipping that fucking one. The
Well,
Butler, not there.
Well, we didn't go to the Butler either, but Prisoners. I was surprised. I anticipated a mediocre show, and it was actually quite good. So
Right.
you're right. Sometimes you do get that sweet surprise.
Yeah, and it was not the first one that we saw that weekend. It was like our.
What else did we see?
No, we didn't see that right away because it came out the next weekend.
We saw
so we
it a few.
waited.
I mean, Prisoner. By the time you
I
hear
mean,
this, Prisoner's been
yeah.
out for 17 years.
Yeah.
you know?
Right.
Well,
so we
you'll hear this
waited.
one tomorrow, but
Yeah.
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 Anyway, so I think that's it for my news. Should we get on
Yeah.
to homework?
Homework?
sure. Yep, we've got the
So,
Parallax View from
I assigned
Lewis.
The Parallax View, a 1974 movie, because directed by Alan Pakula, because, and this is no longer available on Netflix. So
Right.
by the time you hear this, you can't watch it.
Yeah.
But I assigned it to these guys, and they got it in right before they took it off because I wanted them to see it before it went off Netflix's scroll. And because this is a 70s movie, and specifically during the show, I think it was Nathan who said, I want to see a show where things don't work out at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I thought, I'm going to have these guys watch a show with an ending that's not quite what we anticipate.
Yeah, and that is exactly what happened too, for sure.
So without giving away absolutely the ending, what did you think, Nathan? I'm not going to be surprised if this wasn't your favorite movie.
It wasn't my favorite movie. It was slow moving. It was slow paced. I had a hard time keeping track of who was who because they kept on saying, "Oh, such and so," and then such and so. I'm like, "Who the fuck was such and so again?" And then I had a hard time giving a shit mostly about anything that was happening to anyone. I couldn't. It didn't. I don't know. For some reason, I didn't engage with Warren Beatty's character. I didn't care that. I didn't care that he went. I didn't care that he went fishing. And then, like, all of a sudden...
The fishing scene next to the dam.
And then the dam started
awesome.
Wait, that was
that
cool.
Was so awesome.
The dam was cool.
It really went.
But
there's no special effects.
No.
Right, that was all happening at that time. But before the dam breaks, I'm like, what? Why did this all just happen? What happened?
And sneaking around in the house when the guy came in. That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty
cool.
sweet.
Wait, which part?
When he's in the house and in the same shot, we see the guy... the deputy,
same dude that beat the shit out of him.
That they fought in the bar, and he comes up.
He actually beat the shit out of the deputy, but
that was a cool scene.
That was a cool scene. Yeah, there's some cool scenes. I just had a hard time giving a shit about him as a person.
Okay.
I don't know why. I probably should have, but
well, one thing that you'll find in 70s movies is they're not going to spell anything out. Mm-hmm. Like you have to pay. You almost have to watch them 3 times. I noticed that with like the French Connection. Have you seen French Connection, Tom?
I can't.
So this is
and
an old
Conversation.
Gene Hackman or The Conversation.
Yeah.
I watch these movies and I'm like, okay, so this is the classic French Connection or Conversation or Parallax View. And the first time you watch it, you're just like, well, The Sting's a little easier, I think. But those other ones, the first time I watched them, I was confused. Like, what was the point of this? Why did it just suddenly end? Like, I don't understand. I think if you watch them a few times, you start to catch, that's what's going on.
Small
Maybe
subtleties.
people were smarter back then. I don't know, because
Well,
I
you
feel
say
like
they
they
don't-
feed us things a little
Yeah,
They
too
don't
easily.
spell
do.
them out,
Yeah,
but
they
also,
spoon feed us pretty
they don't,
good.
I think what's great about the 70s films, too, and we saw this with the Parallax View, is that characters are really dynamic. You don't just get... I'm the good guy because I'm Warren Beatty, and these are the bad guys, and these are the other guys, and so not everything is so black and white.
little
There's
more
so
blurry,
much
yeah.
gray.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, like
Also,
the sheriff just sat there and watched that entire 5-minute fight and was like, I'm just gonna watch this play out.
Because I didn't get a chance to watch it before they took it off Netflix, I'm gonna pretend I'm someone who's listening in.
Okay.
What is this movie about?
So it starts out on the Space Needle in Seattle.
Yeah,
and
actually, a lot of it takes place through. Is the whole thing in Seattle, or I couldn't?
not
It
all of it,
moves.
because the sheriff and the dam was down in Texas.
Okay.
But a lot of it's... there's an assassination, a political assassination at the very beginning of the movie. And then we cut...
3 years? Was it 3
Well,
years
then we
later?
hear a congressional investigation on the
Oh,
assassination.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
they realize... They say, there was a single assassin working alone. There's nothing else to investigate here. We've closed it. Then we get the credits. Then it's like 3 years later.
Yeah.
And
Opening credits, not end credits.
Opening
Yeah.
credits. Then there's Warren Beatty. He's a newspaper reporter, and he's a piece of shit. And, he's like this close to being
Low-life.
fired.
Yeah.
He's just a low life, and he's always investigating things.
Always asking for an advance on his paycheck.
And he's getting into stuff he shouldn't get involved with. Like, he's investigating some crime stuff, and he's like working with the criminals half the time because he wants to get in there and see how it works from the inside. And he finds out about a corporation called the Parallax Corporation. They have this test that they give you, and if you take the test and score a certain way, they can figure out who's a psychopath based on their test. And then if you're crazy enough and psychopathic enough, they contact you and hire you to be a hitman.
Yeah.
So he gets this. He goes to a doctor, a psychologist who knows. They have a psychopath in this hospital. He has the crazy person take this test for him, and then he submits the test. And these guys come up to him. They're like, "We're very interested in you. We want to work with you and stuff." So he starts to realize he's, maybe becoming involved with this company that.
But
sends
he's
out assassins.
ultimately investigating all of this because people keep dying who were involved or who were there at the Space Needle in the very beginning 3 years ago, and they're dying off one by one. They're like getting
everybody
picked off
that was involved
with
in that
normal
first
ways,
one,
like heart attacks and like drownings or suicides
Right.
or
But
all
we
these
start to
things
realize
that,
they're all assassinations.
So he starts realizing that there's something there. So he goes to look into the conspiracy, and he finds this, and then of course the rest of the story unfolds. But
Right. He starts to get in deeper and deeper, as you can expect.
Really
So
seedy.
it's mostly about a reporter who goes undercover about a shady
Goes in a little too deep.
Yeah.
And the question
all
is,
right.
is he going to be able to,
get out.
And can he
figure
tell the
it-
story? Is he going to die? I mean, like, what's going to happen?
And there's actually a scene where he goes to the corporation and they give him a visual test where they show him images and he has to respond.
a great
They have like
That
moment.
was really a
But what's
bizarre.
weird is it actually becomes the whole movie. So you're sitting
We don't
at home
see him
watching
watching it.
Yeah,
We're
you
taking
see
the test.
movie. So we all in the audience are watching the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you start
Yeah.
to feel like, I hope I'm responding correctly.
Yeah, you don't know how you're supposed to do it.
Wow.
It's a very interesting moment.
I
For
had a
me,
really
that was
good
the
time.
moment where
I
I
thought
was
it
like,
was good.
oh, this is going somewhere weird.
Yeah,
I
it
liked
was.
it.
It was
And I
very
liked-
strange.
I liked it. I liked the ending. And, yeah, and he...
The ending was very different.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting from both of you, as far as if you're not used to a lot of the 70s movies, and especially the ones that are a little more difficult to figure out or wrap your head around,
It's a little more difficult. It's definitely slower paced.
I see. Okay. So
Yeah, very slowly.
But
slowly
it's
paced.
smart. Did you think it was smart?
Definitely.
Yeah, I
Definitely.
think it's a smart film. It's just, you have to deal with certain things. That's just the 70s, though. One of the reasons I love the 70s is their movies are darker, but they're paced way slower than now. I mean, you'll have longer
Right.
shots. You'll have scenes where two characters will sit in a room and have a conversation. You're not really sure quite what they're talking
isn't that
about
where
for
a
20
lot
minutes.
of Tarantino kind of grabs his stuff? Because obviously he was a huge movie buff before
Tarantino
he...
loves the 70s.
Yeah,
he
you can tell,
loves
too,
the
yeah.
70s. That's his decade. He actually loves foreign films in the 70s too. You can
Oh
see
yeah,
that.
yeah. A lot of the Asian
Stuff, and he loves
Italian.
spaghetti westerns
Yep,
from
yep.
the 60s.
Yep.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm glad you made it through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I watched
Yeah.
it. I'm. The wife made it like halfway through. She's like, I've got some housework to do. So, but yeah, it wasn't my speed, but it was
Fair enough.
It was interesting. It was worth a watch if you ever come across it elsewhere.
Yeah, that's the one unfortunate thing for people listening is they can't just go out and watch it now.
Yeah.
So
But if you come across it somewhere else, I'll double check Amazon. Maybe it's on Amazon. But if you're after something where it doesn't really tie it up tidy and make a pretty little bow at the end, and kind of would just want to see a shit ending, and I don't mean shit like a shitty ending, just like things just kind of
You
don't
feel.
go well for anyone.
Yeah, well,
yeah.
Then this is a movie for you.